how to get rich for sure. In the book, The Almanack of Naval Ravikant, Naval breaks down the 3 pillars of getting rich. And he claims that anyone can get rich if follow this path. Naval is a successful entrepreneur and investor. He has invested early stage in Uber, Twitter, Notion, Yama, Wish.com, and etc. Just as impressive as his investment is his life journey. Migrated from India at the age of 9, he lives at Queens, New York with only his mother. He was delivering food for an illegal restaurant at the age of 15. Without any friend, he spent most of his childhood in the library. He studied so hard and got into Dartmouth College and then the tech industry. From this point, Naval's life changed. Until today, his net worth is estimated over $65 million, and many people say that's only part of his wealth. So it is fair to say that Naval is a self-made millionaire. His advice on how to get rich is exactly what normal people need. In his books, he described 3 pillars of getting rich. First, specific knowledge. Specific knowledge refers to the knowledge that only you have. It cannot be taught, but it can be learned. If the society can train you, it can train others to replace you. So the work must be highly technical or creative that you cannot outsource to others or automate using software. Essentially, you productize yourself, and the society will definitely reward you. So how can you learn specific knowledge? The answer is use your passion and talent to guide you. Think about your childhood or teenage time. What are the things that you can do effortlessly while others struggle at? To me, it's my ability to learn things quickly, to focus, and to persuade others. I can sit down at a table doing my homework for 4 hours non-stop. In college, since I had a startup business, I only allowed myself 1 week before the final exam to self-study an entire subject, and I still managed to get high distinction. That's why I decided to do business for a living. I know I can jump into an industry and find out the nitty-gritty in no time in a way that I can stand out. Our specific knowledge is a result from the combination of our gene, cultural background, self-motivation, and etc. Look, nobody can beat you on being yourself. I've covered more on how to find your passion and talent in the previous video. If you haven't checked it out, please click the above link. Say you have developed your specific knowledge and are able to provide value using it. Now the question is how to maximize the return. That's our second point, leverage. Put into human words, leverage means sell your time multiple times. If you are an Uber driver, the only way to earn more is to drive more hours. You only sell your time once. But what if you film your trip and put the interesting one into a clip and upload to YouTube? When people watch your video, you get paid. Now you are selling your time twice. So the more leverage you use, the higher the earning will be. There are 3 forms of leverage. First, labor. This is the oldest form of leverage where you hire others to generate outcome. You pay your worker at a lower rate and sell your product at a higher rate, so you pocket the difference. The key here is you can increase your return by increasing the amount of labor you use, not your time. Look at the history, all those emperors and kings, they all use laborers to increase their return. They don't even pay them, they only provide basic level of food and shelter. But nowadays, labor leverage can be very expensive. There are unions, strike, benefits, insurance, and etc. All those things are there to protect laborers. I'm not saying they are wrong. Actually, I think they are necessary. It symbolizes the development of mankind, but it drastically diminishes the leverage power of labor. On top of that, as the organization grows, there are more politics, bureaucracy, and friction. It just requires too much management. Every emperor ended up being betrayed and overthrown by the people he or she once ruled. So you can hire labor, but just be cautious. The second form of leverage is capital. This is the main form of leverage in the 20th century. Look at those old monies. They are bankers, corrupted politicians, and whoever have the ability to access to large amount of capital. A famous example is Warren Buffett. By purely investing, he's one of the richest men on earth. Nowadays, as normal people, you can easily access to loan for your house and your business. Essentially, you are using others' funds to generate return for yourself. Say you bought a house worth $1 million using loan up to 70%. Therefore, you only pay $300K out of your own pocket. Now the house price goes up to $1.5 million. and you decide to sell your house. After you repay the loan of 700k, you are left with 800k. That's more than 200% return on your initial 300k investment. So the leverage effect is much more significant than labor. Also, as it scales, the management difficulty doesn't scale as bad as labor. After all, money doesn't have emotion, ego, conflict of interest, and etc. The downside for capital is the leverage effect is double-edged. Say if the house price tank, not only will you lose all your 300k, you will still need to pay back the loan. This can be detrimental. So only use capital when the odds are in your favor. Another big downside about labor and capital is you need others' permission to use them. To hire labor, you at least need to sign a contract. To access funding, you need a loan approval from the bank. However, the third form of leverage is nothing like the previous two. Products with zero marginal costs, such as book, movie, video, and code. You only need to create them once. Making a second copy almost costs you nothing. The entire main cast of Friends makes a whopping $20 million a year just off residues from the series alone. Film the series once and sleep on cash for the rest of their life. Okay, maybe writing a book or casting a movie is too high of a bar for you. But think about coding. Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Steve Jobs, those tech giants, they build their empires on top of millions of lines of code. The code is running 24/7 with basically no cost, just some electricity bill. What about Mr. Beast? The very first video he made is still making him money until this second. So products with zero marginal cost is the newest and the best form of leverage. It can make you mega rich. Also, you don't need others' permission. Write several lines of code, see if anyone stops you. Upload a video to YouTube, see if it blocks you. No, right? The best part is, there is no downside. What if your code doesn't run? Well, just delete it. What if your video sucks? Oh come on, can it be worse than the one you're watching now? Just delete it. Naval believes that in the future there are only two types of people. The ones who know how to use leverage and the ones don't. I believe the future is now. So listen to Naval. Use leverage. Okay, say you have specific knowledge and access to leverage of some sort. There's one last piece of the puzzle. You need to take responsibility. The more responsibility you take, the more rewards you will get from the society. Take real estate business as an example. Level 1 is builders. They work 8 hours a day making $20 an hour. No leverage, also no responsibility. If they screw up, it's the company that gets penalized. So builders are paid really low. Level 2 is contractors. They get on a contract, say $150k, and pay builders $20 an hour and pocket the difference. But contractors are required to take more responsibility like quality assurance, on-time delivery, legal issues, project management. If project got delayed, they are the ones who can't fall asleep at night. That responsibility gives them a higher return, usually much higher than builders. Level 3 is developers. They buy property and hire contractors to increase the value of the property and sell for a profit. They make millions after paying contractors interest, land bidding price, and etc. But they take much bigger responsibility. They need to know how to get a fund, make judgment call based on the market situation, know the risk and the reward and everything. Level 4 is fund managers. They make investment decisions that focus on real estate. Usually they deal with many developers and hold a lot of properties. That's even bigger responsibility. Level 5 may be beyond your imagination. That's tech firm that's specialized in real estate industry. Imagine there's a guy who knows all the details about real estate, from how to lay a brick wall to how to bid $1 million contract, and also knows how to write code and draw insights from data. Apparently, there's no such guy. But there are startups that pull those people with different specific knowledge together. The end result will be something like Trulia, Refin, Zero, those tech firms that focused on real estate business. They have the potential to reach billions of dollars. But the firm like this will face huge responsibility, because now they don't just serve several people, they serve the entire society. As you can see, the more responsibility you take, the higher the return you will get. With specific knowledge, right form of leverage, and responsibility, anyone can be rich for sure. I highly recommend you to read Naval's book. In his book, he talks about wealth, tech, decision-making, spiritual experience, and happiness, which is the topic of my next video. So please subscribe and stay tuned. I'm Fatih, my friend.